Hi there, just be to laugh. Looking at a brand new game that just released on Steam called Power to the People. And let me say, this one is looking pretty interesting. The basis of the game, you're basically trying to manage the power for a city and multiple cities, and you're trying not to fail at this. So let's see how we do today. We're going to take a quick look at the tutorials just to see how the game plays. Alright, welcome to Power to the People and congratulations for your promotion to Power Architect. I feel so amped to guide you through the very first steps in the game. My name is Bob and I'm here to guide you. Your objective is to deliver electricity to an ever-growing population, trying to keep customer satisfaction high. So, okay. Well, hi there, Bob. I'm sure he knows what he's doing. I was the power architect before you. If the customer satisfaction shown in the upper right-hand corner of the screen drops below 50%, then it's game over. Believe me, I should know. On the top part of the screen, you have a lot of useful information, the data and weather report on the left, and your funds on the right. Now, you have access to infinite money, but that won't be the case in the real world. Okay? So I do see that, pretty easy to understand. On the bottom, you'll find the action bar, which allows you to place new buildings and power lines, and the minimap. You can use the minimap to navigate around the world and see where the different cities are located. Okay, I like that. I have Tutorial Town there. Finally, on the left side of the screen, you'll find all the statistics about how your power grid is performing. Yeah, that's going to be very important to look at. Let's start with the basics. You can move the camera using the W, A, S, and D keys and zoom in using the mouse scroll wheel, or C and X. And the Q and the E keys also do something, I think. Bob, aren't you supposed to be the one who knows how to do the things? Now that that's out of the way, let me explain a thing or two about how things work, so you can deliver power to those ungrateful customers. First thing you need to understand is that you need to deliver low voltage electricity to city buildings, but your power plants will produce high voltage. High voltage can be transmitted long distances with little loss, while low voltage is only used for local distribution to your customers. Okay. Also, just like power plants, substations cannot be placed within a city's limits. Those rules are so annoying. They make our work harder. There's only one thing missing now. Cables to connect our brand new buildings and our customers together. Okay. So high voltage power lines. This makes sense. Take those from here, just drop them there. Okay, so the power plant is now connected. And now it's substation connected. So do that. And do that. All of our components are now in place and ready to work together. The gas power plant will produce electricity, transmit it to the substation, which will turn it into low voltage and distribute it to customers. Okay, there we go. Aren't those city lights pretty? But you know what's even prettier? The end of the day report, which shows you how much energy you have sold and the profit you have made for your overlords. Interesting. All of the profits for the overlords. Okay. When the day ends, you'll be able to freeze time to expand and repair your power grid, but once you start time again, there's no stopping it until the end of the next day. That's going to be interesting. So you can't just pause in the middle of the day, try to think about what you're doing. Okay. As time goes by, the city will grow, and new cities are going to be built. You'll need to upgrade your infrastructure in order to meet the demand. You'll be okay with only one low voltage power line for now, but as the city keeps growing, it might get overloaded, and you'll need to build additional lines, or so they say. Okay, so 30 megawatts for the low power lines. And if it's exceeded, they were... Yep, those will fail, often in fireworks-like ways. That sounds interesting. So the same goes for substations. They can deliver up to 50 megawatts of power continuously up to 60 during a peak. Keeping at peak power during several hours, though, might cause an explosion. Trust me, I have experienced that firsthand. Okay, wait. We're taking advice from Bob, who apparently was fired, and who seems to have also caused substations and power lines to explode. That's kind of sus, man. How do we trust this guy? Why is this guy the one who's teaching us the things? They could have gotten like a more competent person or something. I don't know. I don't know if I can trust his advice. Satisfaction drop quickly. That will make the bosses very unhappy, and you will hear words like incompetent and unskilled being thrown at you. I think he also knows this firsthand. Hello again, new city. More money to be made, but also more trouble. That's interesting. So, someone in the city council, urban planning commission allowed for more houses to be built without letting us know. Apparently, that seems to be commonplace in this game. Currently, this city uses 24 megawatts, but in just a few hours, demand will go up and will reach 40. As you can see in the boring chart on the left side. That means that soon we'll get a free fireworks display. Aren't we lucky? Okay. Oh, there it is. There it is. Ooh, that ain't good. Well, I never get tired of seeing those explosions. Oh, but will you look at the time? My shift is almost over. I have to run now. There's this TV show I've been binge watching. That sounds a lot better than helping you out here. Hello, it's great to meet you. My name is Hertha. I'm here to help you fix the mess that Bob left us. I think I can trust her more than Bob already. As you see, if a power line exceeds its maximum rating for a long time, it will fail and stop conducting electricity until repaired. Okay. This sometimes causes a domino effect as other power lines struggle to handle the extra load put into the system because of the one that failed. You can right-click on the power line, or hover, and then press the repair button to get it fixed. This will cost money, and will take some time though. Okay. Oh, look at that. Hovered and repairing. So we got the little loading bar there. Okay. Fantastic. Now things are going back to normal. I'm sure our beloved customers are happy about that, but everything will go wrong again if we don't improve the design of our power grid. This will happen again tomorrow during peak, and then again the day after until we improve the grid. Or until they fire you. An important thing to remember that substations can also fail if their maximum power rating is exceeded for a long time. Then you have a very serious problem in your hands. So Bob has learned that lesson the hard way. Several times. Oh, that is hilarious. You see, I knew we couldn't really trust Bob. In order to solve our current problem, select the low voltage power lines tool and add a second power line. Okay. So this basically splits the power that's being sent to the city. Okay, just like that. Perfect. Now the load will be split between the two power lines, preventing this problem from happening again. Until the city grows significantly, at least. Energy storage facilities will automatically store energy whenever the generation exceeds demand, and release it when the opposite happens. Select the energy storage facility button and choose the lithium-ion battery farm. This one is my favorite. It has a good balance between power output and capacity. Okay, so we do that and we just place it. Notice this little sphere of influence around it. People don't like that apparently. Keep it away from the city, as they show here. Now everything is working perfectly. Let me show you. And you see the battery storing energy so it can be used later. It will be released automatically whenever demand exceeds generation. Power plants require to be shut down for maintenance periodically. Then they go offline for a few hours, during which they will not produce any energy, so our battery farm will also help us out in that regard. And now my shift is over. I will leave you, once again, in Bob's hands. Can't believe he still works here. He still works here? What? That makes me second guess who the real incompetent ones are. Because Bob still keeps working here even though he's been fired several... I just can't even. You built a lithium ion battery farm? Come on, those things are expensive. Dude, we have infinite money. I don't think you really should care. Plus, this isn't the real world. I imagine that Hertha wanted one, so the lights in the city remain on while we perform maintenance on the power plant. But it's a lot easier and cheaper to just skip the maintenance cycle. Bob, that sounds kinda sus, man. Right-click on the biomass power plant to open its settings window. Now, the fun part. You can click the skip maintenance button. Usually no consequences for that. I do it all the time. Bob, I don't like what you're doing here, man. I'm gonna try it, but I don't like what you're doing. Do you want to skip the maintenance for this power plant? If so, the next maintenance cycle will be performed automatically in 10 days. Probability of ill-sound side effects, 20%. Okay, let's do it. As a result of poor maintenance, the generators in this power plant are operating in a suboptimal way. Power output will be reduced by 10% until maintenance work is performed. Okay. Hey, it wasn't me. Sure, Bob, sure. Now the power plant will have a much lower power output, and it's all your fault. I was trying to save our company some money. Most of the time, nothing bad happens. Well, now that this is all taken care of, it's time to relax for the rest of the day. Silly, Bob. Well, that's all the tutorials. So that is pretty awesome. So now we've done that, let's take a quick look at what else we can do here. We can start. Got main campaign, got sandbox, we got weekly challenge. So I'm gonna try main campaign just for a bit, just to see what we've got going here. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna go out here to Finland, to Jakobstad. All right. You have been hired as manager for the local electric company in the Jakobstad area. In order to prove yourself, you need to keep customer satisfaction over 50% during 50 days. Remember that the instant that customer satisfaction drops under the limit, it's game over. AKA, you're fired. Okay, let's try not to get ourselves fired, right? Yeah, let's do that. Welcome to beautiful Finland, Power Architect. This is a remote area where towns are growing slowly, so it shouldn't be too much of a challenge for you. However, be careful about ice formation on your power lines during winter. Okay. So, first things first. Right now, time is paused until we place our first building. So let's try to think about things. We have 200,000 to begin with. Now, a couple of things that we want to take a look at here. So it's very cold, so power lines with low loads are vulnerable to ice formation. We have a new city in 7 days. The game is paused. Yep, there it is. And the Sisu philosophy is currently in effect. So basically, with this philosophy, people don't get all mad because power is out unless it's been over 2 hours. So first things first, there's no power plants anywhere, so we basically have to start from scratch. So power plants, I am going to go for probably this gas one. Then we need our substation. So this basic station can handle 50. This one can only handle 35. This one also has higher efficiency. So I'm gonna go for this one here. And then I want to place this one relatively close to the city, but not too close. but not too far either, because remember that the closer you put these, the better it is, because when you place them farther out, you do lose power efficiency. So we're going to do that right here. Next, we're going to connect our power over to here and here. Then low power lines will go from here to, I'd say, here. And then from here out to there. Okay. So, let's see. All right, so we probably want to extend this out to here. There we go. Look at that. This out to there. And then we can do that. That. Okay, there we go. That's most of the city, at least. This one area here, though, seems to be missing power still. Alright, so we only made a profit of 26. It's at least something. But what we want to do is ensure that more areas do get their power. So, energy storage. There's no energy storage. We do have pretty good energy efficiency, and the average score is kind of there. It's like 3.5 stars out of 5, so it's not the best, but okay. So, let's go on for the next day here. So let's just take a quick look. This area, use capacity 0. Huh. .73. This really isn't giving us much power, so it's probably not the best. Yeah, it's definitely not the best. Trying to see why it's using so little power. Alright, so I want to give this. Okay, so yeah, power seems to run out all the way over there. We can pull those down there. And then get these here. Well, what we could do, maybe try to use wind power for this. So let's check our power plants. Wind turbine, it's gonna be kind of expensive, but it might be a good investment either way. So you can place one right there. 50,000. Huh. That was more than I thought it would be. Then maybe place the substation over here. Power from here to there. And then get our main line from here to... Uh-oh. Alright, we'll have to deal with that later. Don't have much money left here, so what we want to do is, at least for now, add some power lines here. So there's still only one area that is unpowered. We have our wind turbine on. We have our substation there. So let's just go ahead and fast forward through the day. Okay, 3,492. Perfect. So we've gotten a little bit better, which is great. Now all we need is to add just one more power line. One more right there. All right, perfect. So we have those areas. That looks like it's being built up a bit. Okay, so that's under construction. That should be fine for now. And we have research points, so let's take a look at those. We have reinforced transformers, so substations can operate at maximum capacity for a long time period. Okay. For exploding energy improved. Okay. So we can do that. Okay. So we're gonna go for reinforced transformers here. All right. So no more research points available. We have everything a little bit more under control. We now have that plugged in. This should be getting power here in a moment. And then this is under construction. So let's just go ahead and go on to the next day here. And we're going to speed this up. Okay, so we've got a little bit more funds. That's great. Now, there seems to be more areas that, for some reason, don't have power. I'm not sure exactly why, so let's just try to add a few more power lines. Oh, you know what? It's going to be this. These are barely generating anything at all. That would explain. That would explain a lot. Okay. So let's see about getting power to more areas here. So this is powered, hopefully. I think they're also just unhappy because they are unhappy. This one is only powering that. Huh. Well, why aren't you guys being powered? I'm very confused. Okay, how about you can pull these off from there. Okay, that will do it right there. Perfect. So, let's go on to the next day. And fast forward this. Yes, look at that. That's doing much better now. Much better. We even made a little bit more money. Awesome. So 5,482. We have 2 more research points. Our efficiency is about the same. Our average score is still about the same. Customer satisfaction has gotten better. Cool. Alright, skipping on through this day. Got a new place right here. Okay. 6,138. Awesome. And look at that, our customer satisfaction has gone up to 97% from a low of like 75 up to 97. Awesome. So it seems like they rate your performance pretty harshly, which would make sense. I wouldn't really be too happy if my power was out. So high efficiency transformers that increases, no, it reduces power losses by 25%. Awesome. Do it. So let's double check here. All right, everything is being powered. So let's fast forward through this next day here. Very cold, so power lines with low loads might get iced. Uh-oh. All right, look at that. So additional money, that is perfect. 6,960 in profit. I like it. We do have plenty of expenses, but kind of have to do those. So let's keep going. Everything does appear to be doing well. There's going to be a new city in 32 hours. So let's see where that's going to go. Alright, gas plant to malfunction in a while. You smell that? A clerical error has caused one of your gas power plant's cafeteria to get a year's worth of eggs instead of a week. The unbearable smell of rotten eggs might cause employees to make mistakes. Uh-oh. Well, that's interesting. I wasn't expecting that. Alright, so we've made a little bit more money. Customer satisfaction is still at 100%. Awesome. We've got a couple of research points. So we can do staff training. So downtime in power plants is reduced by 50%. Or we could keep waiting so that we can get improved cable alloys, which would be very helpful for some of these areas that are barely getting any power at all. Okay, everything looks fine for now, but we are about to get a new city, so let's see where that goes. Alright, so still have a malfunction there, so city. So Rastala has been founded. Where is that? Oh, that's all the way out here. Okay, so get ourselves a substation. So we can probably place that right about... I'd say that should be a pretty good spot. I don't know how expensive this is going to be. Ooh, that just barely made it. That just barely made it. Eesh. Oh, look at that, 15,400. I just saved some money. How about it? Which is good because we don't have that much money, so that's not going to be all too great. Okay, we'll keep it there for now. Alright, so we got ourselves some profits. We have a little bit of money to operate with here. So let's get this city its power. Alright, so the whole city is powered for now, but we definitely know that there's going to be some stuff needed. Now this area is not powered. Probably place this here. Perfect. Alright, everything else appears to be powered still, so that is great. So preventative maintenance will be Great. I'm going to perform the maintenance right now. So power is going to be out for about 6 hours. It's not going to be the best, but it has to be done. Otherwise, we're going to have bigger issues. So let's go ahead and do this. There we go. That was getting dangerously low. Oh, wow. Okay. So we got some additional profits. And it looks like we already don't have power over here, so that's definitely not the greatest. There we go. Look at that. More money, more funds, and research points that we absolutely wanted. So, able alloys. Perfect. We can now have a little bit more power capacity here. It's not the greatest, but it's an improvement. So, we can do that. Perfect. Now, this isn't really doing anything, so how about we just delete all of those. We don't need them. Okay. So we will have to figure out why this is getting so little power. It's 591. By the time we get here, it's still 591. Still 591. Okay. We'll see what happens here. This area seems to be doing just fine. So let's keep going for now. New city's going to be built in 10 days. All right, so 13,114. Definitely a lot more money now. These people, I think, will be happier now that everything has been powered. But I think that is going to do it for today's episode. If you like what you've seen here, I would definitely appreciate a like and a subscribe. And I think I'm going to continue this game. Because it does look pretty fun. It's definitely a little bit of a challenge, and overall, it's pretty, very pretty. So, until next time, this has been The Lab.